At what point did you quit tattooing full time? Was it back when were you tattooing full time, or a good bit of the time when you were running the shops, or did you shift to more of a owner manager role?
No, no, I tattooed into the 90s, but it had nothing to do with running the shops. In fact, during the 80s, I had a lot more shops. I got into the art end of the industry. I was the first one in the friggin' world to come out with full color flash. All the flash that was available to anybody in the world was just black outline or black wash. And you would get say you got something from Spalding or National or even Mike Malone, whoever was in the industry at the time selling flash, it was all black. You had to paint it yourself. And, you say you bought 50 sheets. Hell, it'd take you 2 months to get them up on the wall because you had to paint them all up. And that was it. You didn't have a cell phone. And when they walked in looking for a tattoo, it was on the walls. So there were guys that, would boast that this tattoo shop has 25,000 sheets of designs up on the walls. But what happened in 87 to 8 was the Canon color copier. And when I had seen that thing come out, a light bulb clicked on. And I started putting out full color flash. Well, it was a big hit. I started with my own stuff, and then I had this girl, Lynn. She come to work to my tattoo shop looking for an apprenticeship in tattooing. Couldn't handle tattooing. She didn't have the stomach for it. So I think I had 15 sheets outlined. I sent her home with the 15 sheets and said, just color these in. Let's see how you do on paper. And she came back with those 15 sheets. She worked for me for the next 20 years.
Oh, wow.
So we ended up with the first 50 sheets that her and I collaborated on. I was still tattooing at the time, but I sent those 50 sheets up to National. Look, this is what's going on. I got these 50 sheets. They sent them back. Well, when I got it back from National, I'm like, oh my gosh. And I sent it to Spalding, the 50 sheets. He sends it back. But he sent it back I called him up and said, hey, Huck, because I had known him personally. He said, look, two things. It's priced too high. He said, I wanted 15 a sheet. That would have been $750 to him. He said, now let's do it for 12, 6 and 6. And then I had my name on the sheets and said, I can't sell them with your name on it. So I developed. Yeah, well, that was Spalding back then. Like if you looked at any of the old stuff, like Don Nolan had 250 sheets, I think. They were just N1, N20, N50. Carrie Barber had some stuff. She was K. Pinky Yon, he was P. So I became C. And I put the official tattoo brand logo and I pasted it over my name. I sent the 50 sheets back to Huck. He sent me a check for $30,000.
Oh, wow.
He bought 5,000 sheets, about 100 each.
Wow.
And I knew it was going to work. And, this was 88 to 89. And by 91, it was crazy. And me and Lynn were putting out about 75 sheets a year, but the world was so hungry for them. And over the next 15 years, we sold nearly 4 million sheets of flash.
Wow.
Burned through 8 copiers. But anyways, so that just took so much time away from, I could sit there and tattoo. And back then we're getting maybe 50 or $75 an hour. Or I could, sit in the back room with Lynn and develop all these sheets of flash and make $3,000 a day. So yeah, I got out of the tattoo chair, I told myself I'm going to take a year off and just concentrate on the art business. And that year, pretty good. So now every New Year's, I tell myself I'm going to take another year off. Been going on for 30 years.
Probably a safe bet nowadays.